Hello, my friends. I'm Ventox, your resident Danganronpa 2 addict, and happy Tuesday. Tonight, we are going to suffer, but hopefully not as much as we suffered on our last stream. I have processed what has happened. I have internalized it. I have gone through the stages of grief, and I have accepted it. I just missed a hiragana, didn't I? Or is it just not popping up? Okay, I don't know why that happened. But yes, we are going to have to face the reality of multiple murders that, unfortunately, one of them I don't care about. That is Ra, dang it. One of them I'm happy about, and one of them is my worst nightmare. So we are gonna have to face that music, quite literally, as well. So, before I start, I did officially submit my 2 weeks notice today, and my first day at my new job has been set. It's going to be the 28th of October. So sometime in that time frame, I'm going to be moving. I also will be traveling next week for a wedding. So there's a lot going on, and my streams are going to get a little bit more sporadic, but at least for the next few days, you know, tonight, Thursday, maybe Saturday or Sunday, I'll be able to stream, and then from there we'll get it figured out. That is also dependent upon Hurricane Milton, which is currently hurtling towards Florida, and is projected to very likely take out internet or power. So I don't know. That's supposed to hit kind of late tomorrow into Thursday morning. So if I just suddenly go offline, you don't see me on Discord, and it hits my normal starting time on Thursday, and you get no stream announcement, just assume that the internet is out, I have no power, but I am safe. We are well prepared, we have water, we have food, we have charged electronics and batteries and flashlights, so we're gonna be okay. I know you're moving for it, but is it a standard work on site, or do you have remote options? It's standard work on site. The work that I do is something that does kind of require me to be in person, which I'm okay with. I don't mind doing that. I would, you know, love the opportunity to just work from home, but ultimately the field that I'm in, that's not really much of an option unless I, like, get out of the on-site team and kind of become part of, like, the corporate executive stream. So, we'll see. We'll see. Hyoko is not who I'm going to be avenging Gray for, no. Hyoko, maybe she was starting to see a glimmer of interesting characterization and regret for who she just was generally as a human being, but she never got far enough for me to care. No, it is best girl Ibuki that we are avenging. And so, with that, we're gonna go ahead and jump back in. To recap what happened, we finished exploring the third island, we checked out the music venue, the hospital, the whatever, and suddenly in the morning, a disease struck. A disease that Monokuma had crafted called the Despair Disease, which hits everybody completely differently and makes each person kind of the opposite of what they normally are. Sort of, but not necessarily. So, for example, the clearest example is Akane, who, when struck with the Despair Disease, is just a crybaby, a coward, you know, doesn't want to face anything down, whereas, like, normally she's all Nagito also got struck with the disease, and his version of it is just being a compulsive liar. Like, outlandish, completely unbelievable fabrications, such as there being two Ibukis, or there being a clone of Fuyuhiko, and Byakuya is really still alive, and like things that just like on their face they have no merit whatsoever. And then finally Ibuki got hit with it, and it turned her into, first of all, just boring. She's not quirky anymore. She's just like, hello, I am Ibuki Miyota. And she believes everything that anyone tells her, just 100% without fault. And so clearly that is going to play somehow into what we saw at the end of last stream, which was after we had diagnosed everybody, and Nagito's condition was kind of worsening. Mikan and a few other people decided to stay out, and we set up two-way communicators, and so while we were hanging out at the hospital, we got a ping on the communicator, and we saw the interior of the music venue, at which there was a noose hanging and a person stepping up to it. We run over to the venue, we open the door, and there is, a person hanged dead. So we run over to the motel where everybody is staying, and we notify a bunch of people who come with us, and as we arrive, the door to the venue is now locked, and we have to bust our way open. So we, four-man shoulder check the door, and as it swings open, we see not only the person hanging there, but also Hyoko Saionji, who is tied up on one of the support pillars nearby. We take down the body, and the very last thing that we ended on last stream was hard confirmation that despite all of my greatest hopes, Ibuki was the person who we found first. So that is gonna catch us up. Oh, one last thing before I keep going. You guys know that I put up the redemption for me drawing you something. So I have completed the first one and I'm partway through completing the second one, but I just wanted to share. So 2 days ago, Canis CE redeemed it as the very first person to do so and asked that I draw Canis. So here we go. Trying to orient it so you can see it nicely. But I'm feeling really proud of that. Like, it's not perfect, but I think it turned out pretty well. So we've got that, and then the next one, I'm not going to show it just yet, but I've got it right here. This is my favorite Umineko character, which I will show on the Discord probably later tonight. Its line work and stuff is finished. I've just got some shading that I need to do. So that one I'll be showing off later tonight. Alright. Fun fact, the only story relevance Ibuki had so far is hearing some things during the first case. Nah, Ibuki was relevant because she's the best character and the most entertaining. And probably not Battler. No, it is not Battler. That's not me voice acting, that's just me venting. Gosh, this sucks. Even though I expected it, I still didn't want to confront that reality. That is also not me voicing the character, that's just me vent. Under the hemp bag, there was no denying that the face I saw belonged to Ibuki.
Damn it!
It's all my fault. If only I did a better job watching over Ibuki. You're wrong. It's not your fault, Mikan. No matter how we feel, the one at fault is...
What's the matter?
Jeez, it feels like someone died in here or something.
Hey!
So you finally showed up. The root of all evil.
What the heck?
How dare you call your big brother the root of all evil? I even went to the trouble of bringing everyone for you.
Bringing everyone?
Ah!
That's fair. Me too, Kazuchi.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, what the hell is going on here?
That is
Ibuki
impossible!
and Hyoko?
What? So, 2 people have been killed.
What?
Whoa there! That's not all. I've also summoned the others who were at the hospital.
The others?
This is troubling.
Looks like another serious incident occurred while I was unaware.
Damn it!
I can't believe it! They did such a horrible thing! Nagito Akane, are you okay?
Huh?
Huh? Of course.
What do you mean, of course?
No way!
Are you talking about the despair disease? Jeez, you guys, that stuff is totally over now.
Hey!
Over? Yeah, 'cause I got bored.
That's...
For that silly reason? And now that the killing has started, there's no need to keep that motive around anymore.
Man, Monokuma can just turn that off? Okay. Alright. I'm just gonna add here. We're gonna go to our notes real quick. Monokuma turned off the despair disease after the killings. What up, Shadow Destroyer? Happy Tuesday. Yeah, that despair disease is gone now, so you don't have to worry about it anymore.
What'd you say?
What the heck? That's impossible. How can you spread a disease and cure it so easily?
Phew.
Ah, who cares about the itty-bitty details? What matters is that it's already been cured.
Yahoo!
So, let's get back to our main topic and proceed as usual.
It's the
Monokuma
Monokuma
file! Alright.
See ya later!
I'll be waiting at the class trial. Do your best to investigate.
This cannot be.
Again? We have to do this again?
Silence. We have no choice. Like last time, if this means one of us killed these two,
Let me tell you this.
we cannot let this be.
Why do we have to do this?
Damn it.
Thinking like that won't do anything. We have to do this. Man, the fact that Mikan has survived this long is a miracle. She is like primo target number 1 in my eyes.
Damn it.
If we don't do anything, we'll be executed.
What do you yearn for?
Abandon your overdependence and complaints this instant. Those have no place in this world.
But what about Nekomaru? What's gonna happen to him? Is he not going to participate this time? Is that even allowed? Nekomaru! Huh?
That's weird.
That's strange. I'm crying. What happened to me? Looks like lingering effects of the despair disease. It's nothing for you to worry about.
Hey,
Are you okay? I'm waiting for Mikan to fall again. Did you see the last stream? Because there were definitely some provocative shots of Mikan in the last one.
yep,
Fortunately, it seems like I have nothing to worry about.
this is bad.
Since you had the liar disease, your after effects could be lies? Maybe?
Leave it to me.
Please leave Nekomaru to me. Everyone must focus on investigating, so I must do my very best.
Alrighties.
I will definitely bring back Nekomaru and win everyone's trust. You have not had that, you do not have that, and you will probably never have that, frankly. It seems we should leave Nekomaru to Manami. What about guarding this area? Do we still need it?
Damn it.
I'll stay. I still don't feel good yet.
Um,
It's better if I stay here too, right? I should perform the autopsy again, right?
Damn right.
Then I'll leave that to you. Then let's get started. So we can end this nightmare for good. That's right. We need to end this. We need to finish this, once and for all. I know there's no way we can believe that one of us did this, but for those two's sake, we need to find the truth. And then we need to end this nightmare once and for all. The investigation phase officially begins. Like, I've been putting up with this for a while.
Hey!
But why is it so damn hot in here? I hate being hot. I mean, yes, thank you, Kazuichi. It's because your clothes are so smothering. I seriously can't stand it. I'll let you guys investigate this place. All right, the notes are gonna come up and you're gonna stay up for a little while, I think. Kazuichi complained about being hot and then left as soon as the investigation began. Oh god, no, not a truth bullet. Or a quote bullet, I'm sorry. Ibuki's gonna die only because I love her and she's too amazing a character to survive. Me in the prologue. Wow, I really fell in love with her that quickly in the prologue. I remember when I was first introduced to her, like, just off of design alone, I wasn't thrilled, but like once I got to know her, as soon as I introduced myself to her, yeah, I guess as soon as like I met her in the convenience store, I think I was like, oh no, this is a great character. But it really is hot. In fact, it's swelteringly hot. Why is it this hot? No, before that, I need to check the Monokuma file first. Okay, Monokuma file number 3. There are 2 victims this time. Ibuki, Miyoda, and Hyoko Sayonji. Ibuki Miyota's cause of death was a crushed windpipe as a result of choking. There are no other external injuries. Yoko Saionji's COD was a blood loss due to her throat being slit by a sharp-edged tool. So I don't know if this is going to be relevant. With hanging, at least, you know, historically, you know, you go to the gallows. It was actually intended to be, and somewhat successfully, a relatively painless and quick death, because it was not the actual choking, it was that the fall and sudden stop snapped your neck and was intended to be like a very, very quick death. Now, sometimes that did not quite go according to plan and people would writhe there for a little while. Genuinely an awful way to go. But I don't know if that's going to end up being like a bait and switch here. Like, oh, she did not like hang by the noose. She was choked, like physically strangled, and then someone was playing some games about how the video was broadcast. Okay, that's important. It appears her death was instant. Okay. What the? Is this it? I already knew the cause of death from the beginning, so this isn't going to be a useful clue. I disagree. I heavily disagree. It's strange. Why did the killer kill 2 people? Huh? I mean, the more people you kill, the more clues you'll leave, right? So I don't think it's really necessary to kill 2 people and take that kind of risk. I agree with that. Or was there a reason they had to kill 2 people? A reason for killing 2 people? Regardless, something like this shouldn't be forgiven, so...
I'll definitely find out.
I will definitely find the truth behind this case. That's what I think. Seriously, I'd really prefer if she had a more confident-sounding catchphrase. Shut your mouth, Hajime, it's a great catchphrase. She's very charming. Oh, no. Lugi, stop! You can't do this to me. Hiyoko would be like one of the prime suspects early on, and then in the second or third murder, she's gone and she's the victim. I totally see that. Hey, okay, that's me getting one right. Let's go. That's not one that hurts me. Oh, no, Ibuki. No, it won't even let me investigate Ibuki. Okay, good. Ibuki's body lay atop the stage. She's wearing the hospital gown that she was wearing when she was sick. What's this on Ibuki's feet? Okay. Blood and dirt on the bottom of Ibuki's shoes. Actually, I guess no dirt, just blood. But there shouldn't be any external injuries on Ibuki. If that's the case, this blood belongs to someone else. Okay. So the initial suspicion would be someone told Ibuki to kill Hiyoko, and then Ibuki did it, and then Ibuki stepped on the noose.
Damn right.
Hey Hajime, can I talk to you for a second? You already discovered the body before you met up with us, right? Yeah, at first I didn't know if it was Ibuki because of that hemp bag, though. I hate that we keep referring to it as the hemp bag. After the first mention of hemp, you can kind of just cut that and just call it the bag. Everyone knows what bag we're talking about here. But I knew right away she was dead since she was hanging from that rope.
Like...
Which means Ibuki must have died before Hiyoko was tied up.
well,
That helps. There's no time of death written in the Monokuma file this time, so I wasn't really sure who died first. It's true, their estimated time of death wasn't written in the Monokuma file this time, but I should know when Ibuki died because I personally saw it. See, I don't trust that, though. I really feel like there's some bait and switching happening with this video broadcast. In that video, Ibuki was climbing the stepladder on her own, so right after that, Wait, hold on. If Ibuki climbed that stepladder and died right after, does that mean she committed suicide? No, that's impossible. Because even if Ibuki committed suicide, it doesn't explain Hyoko's death afterwards. 2 different deaths happened at the same time. There's no way that's a coincidence. It's the rope that we used to tie, was tied to the baton lighting on the ceiling. Ibuki hanged herself with this rope and died. From what I can tell, it looks like a regular length of rope with no unnatural features. But despite the fact that this music venue has a storage room, there shouldn't have been any rope in there. Which means, was it obtained from the supermarket? Did the killer bring it from there? That means anybody could have obtained this rope, and it means it'd be difficult to use it as a clue. I wonder if that's true. Huh? Oh, I just noticed a little something. Is it okay if I confirm it?
Hey!
Excuse me, Mikan, do you have a moment?
What's happened?
There's something I want to ask you. There's no doubt Ibuki's cause of death was being hanged by this rope, right?
Well,
Yes, she had no other external injuries, so there's no doubt she died from hanging herself.
I see.
So Ibuki died by hanging herself. That was obvious from the moment we discovered the body. You might not have seen it, but we all saw that she hanged herself. You're right. Yep, I got it. So this rope won't be much of a clue. Then I might as well search another place. Jeez, as usual, I have no idea what he's up to. Okay, what is the truth bullet about the rope? According to Mikan, there's no doubt that the cause of Ibuki's death was her hanging herself with this rope. Alright, we'll take that at face value for now, I suppose. The bag. And like the bag, dude, like there's no reason to have her put a bag over her head unless there's some trickery afoot. Ibuki had a hemp bag on her head and was hanging from the ceiling. But why did she have a bag on her head? Wait, huh? That hemp bag. Upon further inspection, there's a Monami decal on the fabric. It looks like this isn't just a normal bag. Yeah, this is the bag that... Did I take notes about this? Alright, hang on. The limited edition tote bag can only be purchased by one person. So it can be purchased, but only by one person. That doesn't really give us any clues for right now, though, because there isn't, like, a condition. Whereas in the previous mystery with the prize that was given to the first person to clear the game. And so there's a concrete, you know, factor of this is tied to that. In this, there isn't really a grounding force. It's just kind of anyone could have gotten it, for now. Maybe more information will come to light later, but for now, that's all we've got. The stepladder is tipped over on its side. This must be the stepladder that Ibuki used in the video I saw. Isn't that a blood stain?
see?
Look, there's blood around the left side of the stepladder. As I recall, Ibuki didn't have any external injuries. If that's the case, then it must be Hyoko's blood.
Yep.
That's the only thing I can think of. A bloodstain that probably belongs to Hyoko is on the left side of the stepladder. What does it mean? Alright, so it is setting us up to think that Ibuki killed Hyoko and then committed suicide, and then someone else moved Hyoko's body. Blood on the left side of stepladder. Okay. Is this... Oh, it's a candle. Okay, I thought it was a cup. There's a massive candle positioned near the front of the stage. The dull light in that video must have been coming from this candle. A candle this huge might be perfect for lighting, but they didn't need to bother using a candle. They could have just used the normal stage lighting. Okay. I have noted earlier that it was candle. With her arms crossed and a thoughtful look on her face, Chiaki was silently staring at the stage floor. Did something drop on the floor there? Nothing dropped, it's just dirty. Dirty?
Hey, hey.
See? Take a close look at the floor.
See?
If you look closely, you're right, there's a smudge as if something was wiped off. Wait, this isn't something. Is this a blood stain?
Yep.
Well, a bloodstain isn't strange. Hyoko's neck was slashed not far from here.
But still,
Rather, what's strange is, why did the killer try to hide it? Hide it?
so...
If they weren't trying to hide it, they wouldn't have bothered wiping it off. The reason the killer wiped off the bloodstain, as long as the body is nearby, there's no way they'd be able to conceal the crime by wiping off a bloodstain. So what was the killer trying to hide? Okay. That is suspicious for sure. Hyoko's body is suspended against the pillar on the side of the stage. She's wrapped against the pillar with duct tape, and she looks like she was forced to stand upright. Okay. Wrapped with duct tape. Damn it! Who did this? According to the Monokuma file, her cause of death was a slit throat. Her neck looks like it stopped bleeding, probably because of the duct tape wrapped around it. But why is Hyoko's kimono like this? Her kimono's all disheveled. Also, her sash is tied in the front, okay? So here's my thinking so far. First impressions. I think Hyoko was murdered well before Ibuki. And the whole, like, bloodstains here is made to make it look like she was killed here, so that we can misdirect the suspicion from whoever it was at the motel that, like, murdered her elsewhere or something. Did the killer do this too? But when did the killer kill Hyoko? When I first discovered Ibuki's body, I didn't see Hyoko's body here. If that's the case, Hyoko was killed. It must have been during the time I was getting everyone before I came back here. No, Hajime. Her body was stored in the staff room. But that was barely 10 minutes. Is it really possible that the killer killed Hyoko and taped her up here in such a short amount of time? Even if it is possible, whoever did it would have had a narrow window of time to do so. Because the killer must be someone who doesn't have an alibi during that time, right? Also, not necessarily, though. Like, Ibuki absolutely could have hanged herself. No, not necessarily, because we saw Ibuki hanging. And I don't think... Like, we saw it live. We were in the room, and I don't think there's any... you know, way that she was holding herself up and keeping herself alive. So unless that was a fake out, but that would mean that the killer was in the room anyways, so maybe not. We'll come back. We'll come back to this thought. Ah, Hajime, do you have a minute? No, you're in the way.
Now.
I don't wish to be in your way at all, but there's something I really need your help with. Help?
Actually,
If you look closely, there's an unnatural shape bulging from in Hyoko's kimono. So I was thinking she might be hiding something. Wait, don't tell me you want me to search inside Hyoko's kimono. Oh, that's exactly it.
why?
Well, it would have been a problem if she were alive, but she's dead now, you know? Really, taking a cue from Kirigiri, aren't you, Nagito? No compunctions about searching a dead body of the opposite gender, huh? Don't mess with me. Are you saying there's no problem with that now that she's dead? Fine. If you don't want to do it, I'll just have to ask someone else.
Hey!
Hey, Akane!
Yo!
Yo, what's up?
Hey,
Well, there's something I want you to do for me. It looks like there's something inside Hyoko's kimono, so can you feel around for that?
What?
Huh? I don't really understand, but I just gotta go check Hyoko's kimono, right?
thanks.
Thank you, Akane. Helping each other is such a wonderful thing.
Now then.
Let's see. Akane reached through the duct tape binding Hyoko as she stuck her hand inside her kimono.
That's weird.
Damn it, she's tied up so tight I can't really reach with my hand. Oh wait, hold on.
Yo!
There's something. Is this what you were looking for? Okay. I'm gonna take away notes so you guys can see that real quick. That is a key. Is this a key?
Perhaps
It looks different than the keys to the cottage, so this may be the key to her motel room. The key to her motel room, huh? If her key was so deep inside her kimono that it'd be hard to remove, then it's very unlikely that the killer tampered with this evidence. I'm taking everything that Nagito says with a very, very heavy grain of salt. Saionji's motel room key was still in her kimono. Right?
Isn't that right?
Because if this is a trap, they would have put it more toward the front of her kimono so we'd notice it easier. Which means we can conclude that this is something Hyoko had with her all along. Motel room key has been added to our truth bullets. And also, it's not like I'm adding to that or anything, but you looked like you were curious about the condition of Hyoko's body, right, Hajime? Of course, that's why I'm investigating. It's true, there are several mysteries regarding her body. Just hear me out for a second. Out of all those mysteries, what I think is strangest is...
See?
the way they wrapped her body with that duct tape. It's almost like they were trying to hide the wound on Hyoko's neck, don't you think? Hide the wound on her neck. Okay. Nagito suggests duct tape was wrapped so as to hide the wound on her neck. Good night, Ziggy. I'll see you hopefully sometime this weekend. The reason for the low volume of blood is because the duct tape is acting as a compress, right? If her body was left alone after her throat was slit, the surrounding area would be a sea of blood. A sea of blood, huh? 2 dead bodies floating in a sea of blood. That's enough to make anybody faint. Alright, I think that's everything for us to investigate here on the stage. I'm sorry, Ibuki, I love you so much. Bye. Now, oh, I'm missing something. I will comment that, it seems conspicuous to me that I received the option for the, like, extra scene for both Ibuki and Saionji, and then they both turn up dead in the same chapter. I really, really hope that's not a trend going forward, but I know that the next person who I talk to who is like, hey, are you free tonight? Can we do a thing? I'm gonna immediately be like, okay, you're dead. There's a black curtain hanging at the far side of the stage. This curtain, it's not wide enough. It can't reach from one end of the stage to the other.
Huh?
It's not really a full-length curtain. The curtain wasn't originally here, right? It's strange that it doesn't fit properly. Have you found the monster who did it yet? I have no clue as to who it was as of yet. Right now we're trying to just put together the sequence of events. It was probably obtained from the furniture section of the supermarket. See, the back of the curtain is taped for temporary use, just like the curtain at the supermarket. So you're saying someone took the time to actually bring that curtain to from the supermarket. The colors on that, I'm sure the notes were blocking it, but the colors on the label were Ibuki's colors.
So...
If they went that far, this was probably something that the killer really needed for this crime. Why did they need it? Who knows? Well, it wouldn't be a mystery if the answer came easy. Okay. That's interesting. Again, there's some trickery afoot with the timing of this video and the hanging. There's something really suspicious happening here. The stage curtain was brought from the supermarket. Wow, what am I missing? Oh, did I not talk to Chiaki?
Yep. But still...
No, I did talk to Chiaki. The speaker, the bag, the rope. Aha. Okay. There's a control panel on the wing of the stage. It seems you can use this control panel to raise and lower the baton lighting on the ceiling. In fact, we used this to lower Ibuki's hanged body. Speaking of the lighting, the video of the music venue I saw, it had a dim candlelight ambience to it, and it didn't look like this lighting was used at all. But why didn't they use this lighting?
Was there some reason that would have inconvenienced them?
So you
Yes.
have appeared.
Because dim lighting is going to make it hard to actually positively identify whoever's in the video, because that's not actually Ibuki climbing up onto that stepladder.
I see. So you noticed too, fiend.
Huh? Noticed.
So you didn't notice. Are those eyes just little glass balls? Take a good look at the baton lighting above your head. Have you not noticed that aberrant item?
Look at the baton lighting. You mean that? There's something that looks like black paper stuck to the baton lighting.
So you finally noticed.
But I can't really see it from here. I should lower the baton lighting one more time.
I can see it!
There is no need.
Go, my 4 dark devas of destruction!
Amazing.
Go, Mirage Golden Hawk Jumpy! Now is the time for you to take flight! Ha 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 ha! Feast your eyes upon the brave souls of my 4 dark devas of destruction.
A hamster launched itself from Gundam's hand and ran up to the baton lighting on the ceiling in a flash. Oh my god, you guys need to see this. Action shot of the hamster. Choo choo! It started running around the stuck slip of paper in rapid circles. And then, the paper fluttered downward and was deftly caught by Gundam. Gundam's so cool.
Did you see that? Behold the power of the ultimate evil eye wielder.
Wow!
That is amazing. I have never seen a hamster do tricks.
How pitiful.
They're my 4 dark devas of destruction. Hamsters are merely their temporary form.
So what's with that paper?
Fine.
It seems to be some kind of thick paper, though it does not have any special spells scribed upon it.
It was close.
It appears it is nothing useful.
No, that's not it. There's no doubt this is some kind of clue. I mean, the fact that it was stuck in a place like that, no matter how much we think about it, is too unnatural. Scrap of thick paper. Let's look at this a little more closely. Scrap of thick paper that was stuck to the baton lighting. Thick paper. Stuck to the baton lighting. I have no clue what this could be. Is that everything? Oh my god, there is still more. What am I missing? I feel like I've checked everything. Oh, the control panel, the AC, which is 86 degrees in here for some reason. This looks like the music venue's AC unit. That's right, you might be able to adjust the hot air in the music venue with this. Alright, I should mess with around with it a little, like so. It's running as a heater over 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Now I know why it's so damn hot. I better turn off the heater for now, that should cool things off a little. Alright. I'm gonna go back to right here. I actually commented on this in our last stream, but I don't believe I wrote it down anywhere. It was set to 86 degrees in the venue. Now that's gotta be everything. Hallelujah, okay. So the broken machine, obviously. I'll check that out. I am very curious about the staff room. The shattered remains of a machine are spread all over the floor.
I see.
This appears to be the surveillance camera unit.
This, too, must be the will of causality.
Kazuichi put it in the music venue for communication purposes. Why is it destroyed like this?
Perhaps criminal psychology is at play here. What do you mean?
Well,
Even if they know they are not being recorded, there is no way the killer would tolerate committing a murder in front of a camera.
Fine.
So that's why they destroyed the camera. Seems plausible enough.
They'd hesitate to commit murder in front of a camera, and that's why the killer destroyed this. Then what was that thing I saw? Alright, let's start chatting with people. If only I'd noticed sooner, Ibuki might have been saved. Yeah, this is your fault, Mikan. Hey, when did you realize Ibuki was missing? After leaving Nagito's room, I went to the on-call room. And that's when it came to me that I should go check on how everyone in the hospital is doing one more time before I go to sleep. And so I went to the patient rooms and noticed that Ibuki was gone. So I quickly ran out of the hospital. So that's what happened. And then I saw Fuyuhiko in front of the hospital. So I asked him if he could help me look for Ibuki. That reminds me. Where were you? I thought you were resting in the lobby. That is a long story. I'm sorry. It's not like I doubt you or anything. There's no way I doubt you, because we've been together since this morning. You're right, we were together until you went to the on-call room. You're laying it on a little thick here, Mikan. I'm just saying. That's right. We were together until just a little before the morning Monokuma announcement. So, I don't doubt you, I'm telling the truth. Is it alright if I continue with my autopsy? If you talk to me again later, I'll tell you what I know. So please, spare my life at least. What happened to not doubting me? Okay. What are the relevant bits of Mikan's account here? My theory is the prediction I made before the second murder. Mikan did it because she was so done with Yoko's shit. I like that idea. Right up until the morning Monokuma announcement, Mikan was with Hajime the whole time. Afterwards, she went to the hospital to check on everyone and realized that Ibuki had disappeared. When she rushed out of the hospital to search for Ibuki, she apparently met up with Fuyuhiko. Well, there being a truth bullet here, kind of takes away some of the doubt that I had about her. Honestly, my strongest suspicions go towards all of the people that were in the motel.
Like this.
Which I have notes for. Let's review who was where. At the motel, Sonia, Saionji, Chiaki, Soda, and Gundam. Yep, okay. A prime suspect is revealing itself in my mind here. It has happened once again. 2 of my cherished friends died at the same time. I cannot believe it.
How cruel.
This is the place where Ibuki sang for Fuyuhiko. Yoko looked like she was having so much fun listening to her music. And now those 2 are no longer here. Such a tragedy. I understand how you feel, but please get a hold of yourself. 2 of our friends were killed. That's all the more reason we can't just leave this alone, right?
So just as I thought.
We must do this then. For the sake of the 2 who have fallen.
Did you direct your gaze to the brave stature of my 4 dark devas of destruction?
I sure did, Gundam. Keep on keeping on. Hey, are you okay? Are you still not feeling well? Huh? Yeah, I don't really get it, but when I think about Nekomaru, it's like my knees start shaking.
That's weird.
There's no way I've got that kind of weakness. It'd probably go away if I battled a strong dude, but Nekomaru's not here. Nekomaru will definitely come back. You're right.
Hajime.
This might be impudent of me to ask, but will you listen to what I have to say?
Hey.
I heard that you witnessed the incident from the very beginning, right? So what? Can you provide me with a summary of the incident? Was Nagito there? Hang on, wait a minute. Where was Nagito? Oh yeah, he was at the hospital, that's right, he was sick. I need to reach the truth behind this incident, for the sake of dedicating my body to an even greater hope. No.
Wow.
Why? Don't make me repeat myself, no. This guy just wants to confuse us. There's no way I'm gonna tell him what he wants to know. I'm very, very pleased to see
How
Hajime
unfortunate.
being firm and mistrusting here. I see. That's disappointing.
Damn right.
Hey, Hajime. Take a look at this. What?
Huh?
Look what's in front of the door. This is a drumstick, right? And it looks like it's broken. What happened to it?
Like,
If something like that is in front of the door, think it might be a really big clue? Why would this be a clue?
hey,
Remember when we came to the music venue? You are not telling me that a drumstick was enough to force 4 people to bust down a door. You are not telling me that someone took a drumstick and wedged it, in between the door handle, and that took 4 human beings multiple shoulder checks. I refuse to believe that. Absolutely not. That is worse than the gravel in the swimsuit. The door was locked when we tried to go inside, and the 4 of us charged into the door. But when I examined it, I found out that this door doesn't have a lock at all. Okay, that's relevant though. Regardless of the drumsticks chicanery. I'll just add this here. The door to the venue has no lock. The door is designed to be pushed open, and this is the shape of the handle. If a stick was used to bar the door here, well, don't you think it would lock the door and keep it from opening? You mean you think this drumstick was used to lock the door? The broken drumstick on the floor in front of the door should be proof of that. Then how was the killer able to get out?
huh?
Huh? Aha! Aha! A locked room puzzle. I mean, the music venue doesn't even have windows. This door is the only entrance. If they locked the door from the outside, the killer wouldn't be able to escape outside.
Like,
Maybe the killer was still inside when we broke down the door to the music venue. And they waited until we were already at the scene of the crime to join us.
I get it.
You know, don't they use tricks like that a lot in mystery dramas and stuff? If that's the case, there might be evidence of that around here somewhere. Alright, I'm definitely gonna find it. I won't let the killer get away with this. The killer was still inside when we broke down the door to the music venue, huh? Like he said, that might be possible,
I've
but
listened to the whole story.
I heard what you two were discussing. Chiaki, that was kind of a cool entrance. Hell yeah, it was.
Well,
Besides the broken drumstick, I've also discovered something interesting. What is it?
see?
Look, there's a weird glob right where the right and left door touch. See? Okay, interesting. Okay. You're right. What is this? It looks too firm to think it's rubber.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't look like rubber, but... As she said that, Chiaki bent down, scraped off the semi-transparent glob with her finger. Every single chapter, Chiaki is just rising on my character tier list. Why are you putting it in your mouth? It smells like workshop chemicals. Workshop? And this chewiness. I see. This thing may be a glob now, but that doesn't mean it was a glob from the start. For instance, if it was originally a liquid that hardened into this, it might be possible to apply it directly and smoothly into the gaps of the door. What are you talking about? Just as I thought, it tastes nasty. Semi-transparent glob. Smells like chemicals. Tastes nasty. May have been a liquid before solidifying. I'm glad to know that Chiaki is the kind of person who eats glue. Chiaki spat the glob out of her mouth and left the area. Besides that bit about the taste, it's okay to consider this some kind of clue, right? Semi-transparent glob. Okay, let's just take a look at this real quick. Do I have any precedent for what this could be? I'm thinking through the stuff on this island. There wasn't really anything to go on for the motel, so I can't really think anything would be sourced there. Electric Avenue didn't really have, like, chemical stuff. Yo, who died? Ibuki and no one else. At least that's not true. Best and worst girl, correct answer. What is this? Where did this come from? Lots of questions here. Lots of very disparate clues, like the semi-transparent glob, the AC temperature, the curtain, the thick paper, the key. I'm just gonna keep investigating because there's a lot of this that makes no sense to me whatsoever. How? I do think we're gonna find an answer, or at least a big clue here in the storage room. There's a door that says staff only. Looks like the inside's a storage room. I might as well investigate here too. I think this is going to put a lot of things into perspective. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Lots of stuff here that I think is gonna be relevant. Was driving, so I had to say this. To save this. Chiaki, hey Hajime, is that the newest Street Fighter? Gundam and I were just talking and would love to play together. Let's go hang out tonight because we aren't going to die next. No, absolutely not. How dare you say that, Door? The next double homicide is the next two best characters. Okay, so. I don't like Nagito being here. Ibuki and Hyoko both died? Yes. Basically, TLDR. Let me take away the notes here so you can see them on a Kuma file. We saw a broadcast of supposedly Ibuki stepping onto a ladder underneath a noose and hanging herself. We ran in and found her hanging there. We left to get more people, and as we returned, the room was locked, and we had to break our way in, and we found Sayonji tied up to the support pillar with duct tape. So, very, very many questions, very few answers. Nagito, did you come here to investigate the storage room too? I just wanted to confirm what you were thinking. Is that it, or did he try to stand guard here?
Hey.
So how about it? Did you find any clues? The tipped-over stepladder on the stage, the duct tape binding Hyoko, that probably all came from this storage room. There might be other things from the storage room that they used for the crime. You always pretend to give me hints, but in the end, you're just gonna be on the killer's side, right? Oh, I'm not siding with the killer, you know? I'm just on the side of whoever acts in the name of hope. That's all there is to it.
But
That's the main reason why this case is really special. Huh?
man,
But I can't say for certain, though. What is this guy saying? As usual, he's not making any sense.
Hajime,
By the way, Hajime, I still don't quite understand the details of what happened.
right?
Hey, if you can explain it to me in detail, I think I'd be able to give you some more useful information. Really? You might end up confusing us again instead. You don't want to find the truth, you just want to make us suffer.
How mean.
That's not true. I'm doing this because I believe it's for everyone's sake. Oh well. For the sake of everyone's hope, I'd gladly become the enemy. And I won't even mind when I die.
Damn it.
That's the main reason why I can't overlook this case this time. See, I think there's some real chicanery afoot, and I don't think Nagito's in on it, but I think Nagito understands that. I really think that something is really funny with Ibuki. Huh? What does that mean? Regardless, I guess you're just not gonna tell me, huh? And it can't be helped, I guess. I'll just rely on my gut feelings. Gut feelings?
Hey,
You should come by later, too. I'll go there first and wait for you. Where exactly are you talking about? Well, obviously the movie theater. After he said that, Nagito walked out of my sight. Movie theater? Why the sudden interest in the movie theater? Okay. So, thick paper. We're thinking this is the carpet? There's carpeting, wallpaper, and paint on the shelf. It's probably used for stage decoration. This thick black paper that's folded up on the lower shelf. It looks like wallpaper. There are a lot of stickers pasted all over the front side of this wallpaper. And the edge of this wallpaper looks a little torn, but what does this mean? Okay. The notes come back. Wallpaper... Wallpaper? The wallpaper in Storage room was torn and seems a match for the, quote, thick paper found on the lighting rail. The wallpaper in the storage room is already pre-decorated with stickers, which is weird. Okay. Not getting anything new about the other bits of wallpaper. The stickers. Has there been a case without shenanigans in this game? No, I mean more like wider, overarching shenanigans. Like, I think that something is weird as it relates to, like, Monokuma, World Ender, Monami, the mastermind, however the, like, overarching structure of this game is. I think that this case has something to do with it. How has it been an whole hour since stream started already? I know, right? Like, man, these investigation phases, they go by fast. There's a lot of stickers with the venue's logo placed here. It's like they made a bunch of them and had too many left over. It feels somewhat depressing. Huh? Compared to last time, it feels like there are less stickers than before. Okay. There are fewer stickers in the pile than there were before. Okay, the musical instruments. I don't think there's anything here that's going to be relevant. The mirror. You can see your whole body in this full-length mirror. It's probably used for checking costumes. The mirror this big, it'd be easy to check how you look. I guess that's everything important in the storage room. Yeah, this mirror, I feel like this mirror was used for some trickery. Oh? No way, because the broadcast was way too wide. Unless you put the camera directly against the mirror and had that casting the reflection. Let's write this down here. I don't want to forget there's a full-length mirror in the storage room. Now moving this would be difficult, I think. I still really like these belts. I just want to check. I know. I was wondering if the paint would give me anything specific. Actually, taking notes while playing is kind of cool. Oh, I am such a big fan of murder mystery. KY, I'm assuming that's supposed to be Kentucky Fried Jelly. I'm such a big fan of murder mystery. It's my favorite genre of fiction, and I love... My philosophy of murder mystery is that, unlike any other type of literature, murder mystery is interactive in that it is a game being played between the author and the reader. And I think that there are concrete rules that the author has to establish about the setting for it to be successful, and Danganronpa does that very, very well. Where a lot of other mysteries, especially like a lot of classic Sherlock Holmes types of mysteries, they kind of can withhold information from the reader, and that can kind of make the solving of the puzzle a little bit less cathartic. I think Danganronpa does a really good job with it, and so because of that, I like to try and piece things together as I go through. And my philosophy is always, the fun is in playing the game and not necessarily in being right. And so if a murder mystery surprises me and I get it dead wrong because of something that I go, oh, I never would have thought of that, or oh, I never could have figured that out myself, I don't consider that a failure, I consider that a success. So whether I guess the mystery correctly or I am gleefully surprised, I'm happy either way. I still need to talk to Mikan and make sure I get those autopsy results. How about it, Mikan? Have you found anything out by now?
To tell you the truth, it's been very inconclusive.
You got it wrong!
But it's not my fault. This music venue is just too hot. Because of the heat, I can't estimate the time of death.
Aha! Aha! That's it! Okay, yep. Okay, that's it. Where is the time of death thing? I wrote this right here. Which served to mask the time of death for both victims. Okay, yeah. Sometimes there are answers which, jump the shark a little bit. The fish tank in the second chapter. That one was a little bit funny. Because of the heat, is that possible?
If a body is overexposed to heat or cold, you won't be able to determine a precise time of death.
I see. That might have been the killer's goal. They covered up their time of death by using the heater to make the inside of the music venue hot. But that's weird.
But
Even if this heat is the killer's doing, is there any reason for them to cover up the time of death?
I agree. As long as I saw it, it should be clear what order the murders occurred. First was Ibuki, then Hyoko.
And as long as this is an imitation murder, there shouldn't be any mistaking the order of the murders.
Huh? Imitation murder?
Huh? You don't know, Hajime. I thought everyone already knew.
see?
It's a murder where the killer uses a creative work like a song or a film as an outline for their killing. It's so common in detective novels, mangas, and video games that you start to get annoyed by it.
How would an imitation murder be related to this murder?
Well, based on the killing order and the way they were killed, it's clearly an imitation of that movie.
That movie?
Good instincts.
The assumption is, an imitation murder is the reason why the killer killed 2 people.
The goal was an imitation killer. Even so, why did they feel the need to do something like that?
Do you have a minute?
Excuse me, if this was really an imitation of that movie, then is it possible that one more person might have been killed?
This, too, must be the will of causality.
It's certainly conceivable. If the killer wishes to complete the imitation.
Oh, hold on a second. What are you all talking about? An imitation murder? One more person might have been killed? I mean, look, Hajime, that sticker is seeming more and more apt by the minute.
Are you guys worried there's gonna be another victim? Then no worries. Things would get out of hand too fast if a bunch of people could be killed at once. I'm a real cautious fella, so I've prepared a perfect countermeasure. Ahem. On this killing school trip, the same blackened can only kill a maximum of 2 people.
All right, and we go all the way up to our rules. Right here, we're gonna add an additional rule. 12. On this killing school trip, the same blackened can only kill a maximum of 2 people. Now, this does not actually preclude a third murder from happening right here, especially if there's some funny business going on. The swimsuit explanation in Chapter 2 lost so much health in Chapter 2, second case figuring it out. Oh man, I died like 5 times on that.
You mean you've added another rule?
Yep.
Well, if killing everyone at once is okay, the blackened would be able to secure an easy victory, right?
Yeah.
This new rule will prevent that. Make sure you slam it into your tiny brains. If it is a maximum of 2 people, then there will not be any more killings. Since you're here anyway, can I ask you one more thing? You know, I just wanted to confirm one of the class trial rules. I see, I see. As expected of you, you're very strict about games.
Perhaps.
I don't want to consider this possibility at all, and I don't even want to think someone would do this. If 2 cases occur at once, what happens if there are 2 killers? Huh?
So,
Like I said, I'm talking about the possibility that Ibuki and Hyoko were killed by 2 different people. That would mean that 2 killers exist at the same time, but we can only vote for one person, correct?
I am concerned.
If we can only choose one based on a majority vote, then the other person could clearly achieve victory.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right!
See?
So what happens in that case? What about a case where there's 3 incidents instead of 2? Or if 4 incidents overlap one another?
Silence!
Shut up! It's okay, I'll make extra sure something like that never happens.
Hey,
Meaning 2 killers can't exist at the same time. So it is safe to say this applies to this case too.
wow. I don't
All
like
right,
this.
fine. There's always 1 killer at any given time.
Okay, okay. And we go back up. I'm just gonna add this as its own thing in the 12th rule. There's only one killer at any given time. And this is where I'm talking about like the structure of a murder mystery is very important. And Danganronpa achieves the structure by having the regulations. Because this is, without these regulations, you would not have any foundation to stand on for the solving of the murder mystery. And it is taken as a given that everybody is playing by the same rules. And so we as the audience may have faith that the author is laying out a fair game for us to play. Now, one of the core peaks, one of the highlights of any murder mystery is always the twist. And so that is not always necessarily 100% true, and we may have that rug pulled out from under us later. But especially in an episodic one like this, for, 5/6 of it, we can trust that this is true. Even if they had an accomplice, I'd have you guys figure out who the mastermind is.
This is kind of aggressive.
Man, I ended up giving you a huge hint. She made me say it. Gamer brains are not to be underestimated. I should just shut up and go back to my cave. I see. So there's no possibility for two killers to exist at the same time. With this, I guess that narrows things down a little. Yep, that makes things a little easier.
Fine.
Plus, if the same killer can kill a maximum of 2 people,
Face your powerlessness!
it means a third victim would be impossible. Imitation murder breakthrough.
You guys keep saying that, and it sounds strange to me. What do you mean by imitation? Yo, hello?
Christine.
Jabberwocky, thank you very much. For 56 months, holy crap, how is it 56 months already? That's crazy, man. What is that, 1248? So that's what, 4 years and 8 months? We're coming up on 5 years? That's crazy to me, dude. That is absolutely mind-boggling to me that there are people who have been subscribed to me for like nearly 5 years. I mean, coming up on longer than that. I mean, Loogie, one of my very first subscribers ever, if not my first subscriber ever. How long have you been subscribed? Oh, I don't think I have an active follow age command, unless there's one that's native to Twitch. Well, thank you very much for the sub. I really, really appreciate it. And that kind of support is very helpful for me, especially right now as I am just coming off of a wedding and going into incurring moving expenses. I'm gonna be, this green screen here, this was my last big investment for a while as far as the stream goes. I can't tell you I did miss a few months if you didn't stream it all that month. That is true. That is true. But even so, let's see. 53 months subbed. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, we're looking at about 5 years. Did you need to evacuate? No, I am not in an evacuation zone. There are people I know who are evacuating, but I think that I will be safe with where I'm at, to be honest. I'm far enough inland. I'm in the Orlando area, and I don't think that that is going to be dangerous, like, to the point that it threatens my health. I am somewhat concerned about some of our belongings. We've gotten a lot of stuff up off of the floor, just in case floods come in, which is definitely possible, especially because the ground is still kind of saturated with water from Helene. But ultimately, I would rather me be here and able to react and try to salvage what I can rather than just abandoning it and coming back to everything being destroyed. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully I'll be able to stream here on Thursday night and just say, hey guys, it was no big deal. But nobody knows what's gonna happen until it hits, and so we just do our best. Oh, I missed something. There we go.
Could it be you haven't seen it?
Seen it? Seriously, seen what?
So...
Like I said, that movie.
Oh my!
When we first explored this island, Monokuma was passing out invitation tickets.
Then the imitation is...
Good instinct.
Of course, it's an imitation of that movie.
Well,
Well, Based on the murders this time, it closely resembles that movie, as if they were copying it.
As if they copied the movie. I see. Nagito mentioned something about that as well. Blah, blah, blah. Go check out the movie theater.
You...
I see. You haven't seen it. Still, it's not too late, I think. It's probably a good idea if you watch that movie before the class trial starts.
Looks like I need to do that.
Then I should get going too. There are other places I want to investigate.
Namely the hotel, or the motel, Holiday Inn.
Where do you intend to go next, Chiaki? Probably the hospital for sure. The first victim, Ibuki, was there. I don't know what was going on at the hospital in the first place.
You are right.
Thanks to that despair disease, we could not go there for some time.
She's right. It might be a good idea for me to investigate the hospital too. There may be some clues related to Ibuki's death. For clues related to Hyoko's death, I should be going over to the motel. There's still a lot of things I can do before the class trial. I'll definitely give it my all until the end. Alright, so my current surmising, I really don't think Hyoko was a recent kill. I think Hyoko has been dead for a while, at least throughout the night. And I think that she was probably stored here in the venue. I really wish I knew when this wallpaper was replaced. I think that I really need to figure out whether or not the killer was still in the venue, or whether or not Ibuki is the one who locked the door, and I really think Ibuki is the one who locked the door. I'm thinking that Ibuki probably is the person who wrapped up Hyoko, locked the door, and then hanged herself. And I think that she did this because of the despair disease that she was just ordered to do it, and she did it, and then the killer left. Which means that the Ibuki body that was hanging must have been fake, which is a real hard sell for me, unfortunately. Which wraps back around to the killer must have been inside the venue when the bodies were discovered. I don't like either of these options. Both of them feel like they have some pretty glaring flaws, but really I can't see a third way out here. It has to be either X or Y. There's still a lot of unknowns here. We've got the smashed machine. We've got the wallpaper hanging on the lighting rail. We've got the blood stain that's like only partially clear. Lots to think about here. We're gonna take a pause. I'm gonna go ahead and fill up my water. We'll take a restroom break, stretch, breathe, maybe a little snack break. Maybe I'll grab myself a little treat. And we'll come back in a few minutes, go investigate the motel, the hospital, and then the movie theater. So I'll see you guys in a minute. All right. Back at it, and we are going to start by taking a trip to the movie theater. I think that that's probably going to give me the most insight as to what is going on here, and probably with that I'll be able to start hypothesizing a little bit more firmly. Whereas I think that the motel and the hospital will probably give me more microscopic clues that will be a little bit more concrete and a little bit more clear, but probably not quite as broad. Not really a whole lot at Electric Avenue. Soda is still my prime suspect at the moment, I think, but that's really just off of vibes alone. There's not anything that points to any particular person yet. Although, raising the temperature to conceal the time of death on the body is a little bit like... Do I think that everybody on this island would think of that? No, I don't. Why, hello there, Hajime. I knew you'd come here. That means you noticed it too, right? The case this time is an imitation case in which the killer used that movie as their theme. I wouldn't know, I haven't watched that movie yet. Okay. It seems probable that we're going to be watching a movie here. So I need chat participation for a sec. I need your input. Which is the best movie theater handy? I'm gonna give you 3 options here. Gummy bears, Sour Patch Kids, or dots. 2 minutes. I need you guys to tell me the answer here. I have strong opinions. I did see that you had posted something, but I didn't read the actual synopsis of Ultra Despair Girls, because what I was told when I started playing Danganronpa 1, and when I finished it and was like, oh, there's this shooter game, I was told, hey, don't play it until you've played Danganronpa 2, because one of the characters in it is like a Danganronpa 2 character, and I was like, oh, okay. So far, Dots and Sour Patch Kids are tied at 3 votes each, Gummy Bears at 2. That's a new one. For the first time, I got a bot in the chat that is not trying to sell viewers. It just says, want to see her naked? With a link. Which, like, bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it works out for them. Ew, Dot's gross. We don't have these at theaters in my country, so I'm guessing which one is best. That's fair enough. I respect that. I wouldn't know. I haven't watched that movie yet.
I see.
Then you really should watch this movie first.
Hey!
Manager! A customer's here!
Did you call me? What?
Huh? Hajime's the customer? Do you have a problem with that?
What are you gonna do?
And you said you didn't want to watch it. But I knew you wanted to see it all along.
Well, so far we're at a tie 3-3-3, so I'm gonna need someone to step up here and you know, be the tiebreaker.
If that's what a tsundere Hajime looks like, then you're really a tough guy. You were so devoted to being tsundere, you even bought the Monokuma sticker for $1.5 million.
Huh? You paid $1.5 million for a sticker? It's nothing, don't worry about it. Well, looks like we're ending at a perfect tie, which means that I just get to choose my own answer. So I'm going with Gummy Bears. You know what? It's topical, and we were talking about it, you know, in Chapter 1, I think. So the Haribo Gummy Bears are our winner for tonight. I had to have a good movie theater snack, you know?
Listen up!
In exchange for not watching this movie, Hajime paid $1.5 million for a Monokuma sticker. Come on, since we're talking about it anyways, why don't you show it to Nagito?
Stop it. But my resistance was in vain, and Monokuma reached into my pocket and took the sticker.
See? It's this one.
I'm sorry, I was born stupid.
That's...
You bought this? For $1.5 million?
But in the end, he's still gonna watch the movie.
Who cares about that anymore? Just hurry up and give me an invitation ticket.
Here!
Okay, here you go.
All right, let's take a look at this. The Wizard of Monami. Invitation ticket, effective today on this date at this time.
By the way, I can only give away 1 ticket per person. You only have 1 chance to watch it for free. I've already stamped today's date onto the ticket, so you won't be able to cheat.
13th of October? At 4 a.m. No. What's the month? That's 10:04 a.m. Right? I don't know. I was gonna say if it's October, then we're actually very close to being on the canon dates for Danganronpa 2.
Don't worry, I only plan to watch it once.
Look forward to it, okay?
Then I'll go and prepare the projection reel. Please wait a bit, okay?
Hey,
Hajime, about that invitation ticket, I strongly recommend you keep that safe. Huh? Why? No reason, just think of it as a protective charm. Okay, interesting. Nagito recommends holding on to movie ticket. I feel like I'm gonna need to take the notes off for watching this. I guess I should just wait until Monokuma finishes preparations. Oh, you're not even gonna... I got my snacks and everything, and you're not even gonna let me watch the movie? You're gonna make me wait?
No. Are you
come
sure?
on. Alright, fine.
I don't believe it!
Okay. That was good. That was a good one. That one got me.
You came all this way not to watch it? Your tsundere knows no limits. It's just like me to make Hajime so prickly. I might be hiding a past where I was once known as a prima donna of the mascot world.
You definitely weren't called that.
Hey!
It's about time you showed your dere side, you know? Come on, liven yourself up a little. So, wait for a bit, okay?
Okay, so let's go to the snack counter. I don't think this pertains to the incident at all. Oh, you're gonna make me talk to Nagito, aren't you? Okay. Well, let's go ahead and just take a look at the poster again real quick. I'm definitely gonna buy that. That better not be spoilers. That better not be like the climax of the shooter game. Hajime, I can't believe you bought that thing. And you paid $1.5 million for it, too. But even you said you should have just settled it with the money in order to get out of seeing that movie. You're right, but that means I would have had to buy that thing, you know? Just leave me alone. Can I... What do you want me to do? Can I sit in the chair? Monokuma, what do you want from me? I'm waiting. I'm stuck. I'm trapped. Monokuma, what do you want from me? Where am I supposed to go?
No.
Well, guys, I successfully soft-locked myself in a visual novel. Talk to Nagito again? The invitation ticket from earlier. You should keep that safe, just in case. Is this a Souls game? Do I just need to keep talking to the NPC? Nope. Back to the food corner? Welp. Posters. Oh, should I check out the ticket in the truth bullet, maybe? The invitation ticket prepared by Monokuma. One ticket was passed out per person, and the date it was passed out is printed on the ticket. Nope. Okay. Alright, guys. Gotta put on my gamer brain. I'm gonna just try leaving again? Nope. I just spam leaving isn't gonna work.
No.
God. Chiaki is ashamed of me right now. Oh, hang on. Oh, hang on. That item should be on top of the counter. The hemp bag? You mean the one that looks exactly like the one that we saw on one of our murder victims? Hajime, you genius, you. If the tote bag is gone, that means...
What's this?
Whoa there, were you interested in buying that tote bag?
Too bad.
Well, that's just too bad. It's already sold out.
Who'd you sell it to?
You're so
Stupid. There's no way I'd fall for that. There's no way I'd say something that'd reveal who the killer is.
So the killer bought it.
I remember you said there was only one because it's a limited item, right?
It's not limited to one. It's more like it's limited to one person.
What's the difference?
Hey,
When you buy one bag, you get another one free. It's a common practice to bait customers with bonus prizes.
Okay, that's substantial information. Let me just go amend my note from earlier. Okay, here we go. Buy one person. But there's a buy one, get one. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, perfect. This lines up with my theory perfectly, okay? There's the broadcast that we saw, the person actually stepping up to the thing was not Ibuki. Was absolutely not Ibuki. 0% chance. For some reason, hearing you say that pisses me off.
well now.
Now then, I should forget that I carelessly made a slip of the tongue.
Now then.
Looks like the preparations are complete, so please enter the theater right away.
Can't wait! I can't wait!
This is exciting! Exciting!
All right, into the theater we go. Cool theater. I like the graffiti over here on the left side. This movie sucks.
I apologize for keeping you waiting. World-famous director Monokuma presents a stunning masterpiece that reduced American audiences to tears. The Wizard of Monami 2.5D will be screening shortly.
From the title alone, I have a bad feeling about this. 2.5D. That sounds so half-assed.
Please relax and enjoy the film.
I wish I had a pair of novelty 3D glasses right now.
Monokuma was born in a remote village full of old people because the death rates outpaced the birth rates. One day, Monokuma was swept up by a tornado created by a helicopter gunship during a routine military exercise, and was whisked away to Monami's country. Monokuma wanted to return to his homeland so he could go back to pestering the old people for change. So he began his journey to see the wizard Monami, who was rumored to grant any wish one desires.
This is just
Along the
FGO's
way,
Salem.
he met a very loyal group of friends. Monokuma met a Monami scarecrow who was missing a brain. When he recommended that she commit suicide, the Monami scarecrow hanged herself and died. He also met a Monami lion who was missing her courage, so he pumped her full of arrows.
I could do without the flickering.
He also met a Monami tin man who was missing a heart, so Monokuma sliced her into lumps of iron. After a lot of other stuff happened, Monokuma finally reached the wizard Monami, the great and powerful. Eventually, one thing led to another, and he started beating the crap out of Monami. And in the end, he somehow usurped the kingdom from her. With this, Monokuma enslaved the old people, took their pensions, and lived the rest of his days in luxury. And he lived happily ever after. The end.
I don't know what I expected. I expected more clues, though.
Man, movies are the best. That drama was so moving that I needed 2 boxes of tissues, one for each head.
So,
I'm not gonna press that.
Now then, let's meet again at the class trial.
bye.
I'm too disgusted to even let out a sigh right now. That's all I can say to describe the situation. How was it? Actually, I don't even have to ask. I totally expected your reaction. That was honestly the worst movie I've ever seen. Is it even okay to call that a movie? Well, but thanks to that movie, now you know, right? Yeah. Just like you said, the characters who were killed in the movie match the victims in this case. Ibuki's death by hanging matched the Scarecrow's death in the movie. I'm just looking at this right now and noting that there isn't a scrap of wallpaper on the rail. I don't know if that's going to be something that I should rely on or not, is the question. Not just that, but Hyoko's suspended body matches the lion's death, too.
But
It would have been a complete imitation if the killer killed 3 people, but it seems that wasn't possible. Perhaps the killer is upset about that right now. Or... Killer's main goal was just an imitation murder. They should be upset about it, but... I'm not sure if that's even true. Alright, what are the details that we have in The Wizard of Monami? Asked this earlier, would Senpapi's quotes hurt less than your own? Nah, I'm strong, I can take it. Lay 'em on me. The movie that Monokuma directed, there were a total of 3 deaths in the movie. First, Monami Scarecrow died by hanging herself. Next, Monami Lion was pumped full of arrows. Finally, Monami Tin Man died by getting chopped into metal pieces. Alright. Next up, I think the motel is where I want to go. Because Saionji's death is the one that I need the most information about at the moment, I think. Senpapi and Ibuki, purely because I'm curious about the insane backlash that happens when a favorite character is killed off during Danganronpa 2 Chapter 1 stream. I mean, they definitely got a reaction out of me. That one was painful. That one was very, very painful. And, like, yes, some favorites died in Danganronpa 1, but, like, I didn't have any characters who I liked as much as I like Ibuki. And also, the ones that, like, would have hit very hard, I either had a lot of ample build-up for, or I think were deserved. Sakura the GOAT being, you know, number 1 on that list. Because her goated status was kind of revealed after the fact a little bit. I just remembered, I never went inside any of the rooms in the motel. Plus, I don't even know where Hyoko's room is. It might be faster to just ask someone. My boy Mondo, me too. Mondo was my favorite character from the first game. And, like, because of the circumstances of how he exited the stage, I had more time to accept it.
So you have appeared.
You're here, right? Come on out.
Are you talking to me?
I can see you. Did you really think you could hide your presence like that?
I wasn't trying to hide in the first place. Hey, which room was Hyoko staying in?
Listen well.
Open the door to the center room. However, are you prepared? Make sure you pray to whatever god you hold dear. And you might want to bring an extra pair of underwear.
I wonder, how does this guy talk to his parents and teachers? Your underwear is a hot topic of conversation right now, Gundam. I just want you to know that.
damn right.
Honestly, Gundam, one of my favorites in this game. Gundam is my number 2. Ibuki is number 1, Gundam's number 2 for me. Hey, Hajime, can you explain it to me again? What happened when you first discovered Ibuki's body? It was the same as when I found it with you guys. Ibuki's body was hanging from the baton lighting. However, there was no body discovery announcement made. That's why I went to get you guys. I met up with Chiaki at this motel, and when we were on our way back to the music venue, you met up with Mikan and me. And when we went back to the music venue, the entrance door wouldn't open for some reason.
I see.
So we had no choice but to break down the door and discovered Hyoko's body was suddenly there too. Yeah, that's what happened.
Hey,
This is the most important part. When you arrived at the motel, who else saw you beside Chiaki? As I recall... Didn't you hear me? Oh no, that's me. Didn't you hear me? A body was found. Body? Kya!
Could it be? Do you intend to spread lies like Nagito in order to confuse us all?
Besides Chiaki, I also saw Gundam and Monami.
see.
I see. So Kazuichi and Sonia didn't appear, huh? Do you think those two are suspicious?
Like,
Well, Hyoko was killed between the time you saw Ibuki's body and when we broke down the door, right? So obviously those two are the most suspicious since they weren't with us. That might be it, but while we're at it, let me tell you my alibi too. When the morning Monokuma announcement woke me up, I went straight to the hospital. I saw Mikan panicking in front of the hospital. I asked her what was going on, and she said Ibuki disappeared. So you guys split up and looked for Ibuki, huh?
well, yeah.
While we were circling the island, we came to the motel and saw you guys there. Did you see anyone else while you circled the island?
Well,
No, we went to the movie theater in that street full of machines to look for Ibuki, but we didn't see anyone. Are you implying I don't have an alibi because I didn't run into anyone? It's unreasonable for you to doubt me. The time that Mikan and I were on our own looking for Ibuki wasn't very long. In that short time, there's no way I could have killed Hyoko and wrapped her around the pillar with duct tape. It's true, I feel like there wasn't enough time to do that after I left the music venue. But the fact is, Hyoko was killed and we did discover her body.
huh?
What? Do you still doubt me?
Jeez.
Well, I'm used to it. It's true I've done things that I deserve to be doubted for. So don't worry, even if you doubt me, I don't plan on dismembering you and encasing you in concrete. I'd want to know in advance what I'd have done to end up like that. Yeah, no, Fuyuhiko and I'm not really concerned about, and if he is telling the truth here, then Mikan's in the clear too. Which, I would like to pin a murder on Mikan, especially one that relies on, you know, having knowledge about how to make a corpse difficult to identify the time of death on, but I think it's pretty safe to conclude that she's not in on this either. I just keep coming back to the hanging Ibuki that we saw with our own two eyes wasn't real. There are basically 3 times that we saw Ibuki in a position of, you know, danger. One, on the video, where she stepped up and, you know, wrapped her head around, or wrapped the rope around her neck, but she didn't actually step off that we saw. 2, when we walked in and saw with our own 2 eyes a body hanging there. 3, when we broke in and saw Ibuki and Saionji. That first one, I no doubt in my mind that she did not die at that time. The second one, one of those has to have been a fake Ibuki. And that's why there are 2 bags. So, if I think that Ibuki was alive at the time that I saw her in the music venue, then what? How could she be alive? How could she possibly be alive? Could the body that I saw hanging have been Saionji? And Ibuki, who is Ella Enchanted right now, is ordered to wait there And as soon as I leave, she takes Saionji's body down, wraps it, locks the door, and then hangs herself. Yes, that makes a lot of sense, because that would also be why Saionji's kimono is wrong, because she was dressed in the hospital gown to make it appear as though it was Ibuki. And then Ibuki had to unwrap the body from the hospital gown, put the kimono back on, tie her up, and then hang herself. I'm liking this theory. This doesn't really explain the necessity for a second bag, though. Honestly, you could just move the bag. I don't know, I think the theory is solid. I think also this indicates, you know, Saionji was dead for a while. So that means probably Ibuki was the one that we saw in the first video, I think. And the culprit was operating the camera. Which definitely would clear Fuyuhiko and Mikan. I think Akane and Nagito are not out of the woods yet, but I don't really see Akane in coward state murdering someone. Also, I don't see Akane having the time to plan it all out either, so I still come back to it being someone that was at the motel. Looks like it's locked, but the key was inside her kimono. Maybe if I use this. It opened, just as I thought. This key was Hyoko's room key. Alright, I should go inside. So now we're gonna find out, was Hyoko lured out of her room somehow? Because she was being very adamant about not leaving the room. So Hyoko was staying here. She only stayed here a few nights, so it doesn't really feel like her room, but I feel a little conflicted. Oh, hi, Sonia.
Oh my.
Did the door open?
Yeah, Hyoko put the key in her kimono, so I used that to open it.
I see.
What, did something happen?
No, it is just... I'm starting to believe it might be my fault.
Her fault? What does she mean? Also, Hajime, you're missing a very big question. How are you in here, Sonia? How did you get in?
The moment Hyoko came to this motel, she completely shut herself in this room.
She was afraid of the despair disease, so she was cautious of you too, right?
However,
Her fear of the disease was not the only reason she locked herself in this room. She had another reason.
Besides that disease, what other reason would make her lock herself in her room?
perhaps,
Her kimono.
Her kimono?
Yesterday, I went to go talk to her. Since she had been in her room for some time, I told her it might be good for her to go outside for a bit. She kept the door to her room locked, but by coincidence, it was not locked that time. And then I saw it. Hyoko was crying and struggling with her kimono sash.
Okay. The notes come back. When did Sonia say this was? Okay, yesterday. Well, that was a nice theory that I just spent a few minutes going over. Time to blow it up completely.
She did not want to smell bad, so she took a shower, but then she could not tie her sash anymore.
Mahiru is no longer with us, so I believe she was having trouble with it. She didn't leave her room because she couldn't tie her kimono, huh?
You are right.
The others might have thought it was just a silly sash, but it must have been a serious issue for her. Kyoko told me that she learned how to tie her sash from Mahiru. That Mahiru kindly taught her the basics. That's why she wanted to be able to tie her sash on her own.
Perhaps.
She probably could not forgive herself for not being able to do it, especially since Mahiru taught her. I could not really understand her feelings, which is why I said what I did. What did you say?
Hyoko, by chance, are you having trouble wearing your kimono?
Stupid! What are you saying? Of course I can do it! Because Mahiru taught me. That's why I can do it on my own.
If that is the case, how about you do it someplace where there is a mirror?
A mirror, you say? Okay. Alright, it's coming together. We're picking up the pieces.
Do you remember the full-length mirror in the storage room at the music venue? If you do it while standing in front of a large mirror, I am confident you will be successful. Also, shutting yourself in your room like this may be bad for your health.
And that was when she kicked me out.
It cannot be!
Could it be? Hyoko remembered that. Are you saying she went to the music venue to wear her kimono? I can see that happening. Yoko locked her room and made sure she put the room key inside her kimono. I can't imagine that she was abducted by someone. If so, that's weird. Hey, did you tell anyone about that before the incident? Or was someone listening in on your conversation? I never told this to anyone, and I do not believe anyone was listening in on our conversation. Nobody knew. If that's the case, how did the killer know Hyoko was going to the music venue? Something's wrong. Aha, I just got an achievement for hitting level 50. Sonia's account has been added to my truth bullets. Yeah, that answers one question, but raises quite a few more. Hello, Monokuma. Hey, bud. That was good. That was nice. Good one.
No.
I don't really need coins anymore, but it's more just about completion, you know? Alright, yeah, nothing else really? Alright. So really, it becomes clearer that she was murdered in the venue at night. Now, in theory, just about anybody could have done this still. We don't have a murder weapon yet. What I think is really interesting is if it becomes the case that Ibuki was the one who murdered Saionji at someone else's command, then we actually get a nice twist on the second chapter's whole, like, a person is a tool thing. I'm assuming there's no clues over here, but I'm just gonna check to be sure. I'm not gonna review the laptop. Okay, yeah. Nothing here. Alright. While I'm running, someone hit me with some hiragana. Sonia got her killed, looks like, yeah. Yep. This is Sonia's fault, or Sonia did it on purpose. Who knows? E? E? Oh, that one almost got me. I added a total of 20. That is E again. In theory, we shouldn't get too many repeats back to back, but I also don't know if, like, the randomizer that Twitch has is very reliable, so we shall see. Command needs better RNG. Well, that's RNG, right? I mean, Spotify, for example, has a thing where, like, their shuffle had to be modified to have a bit more order to it instead of true randomness, because when it was truly random, people would get more strings of people. Me? That's it. People would get more strings of, like, the same artist back to back, and they would think that it wasn't actually random. So, like, real RNG, you know, you'll eventually just get 20 3 times in a row. There's a surveillance camera unit on top of the reception desk. As long as the music venue's surveillance camera unit is destroyed, it's impossible to broadcast. Yeah, okay.
Hajime.
There's something I wanted to ask you. You first discovered Ibuki's body at the music venue, right? But why did you go to the music venue? You had a reason for that, right? Did you see something with this camera?
That's right!
Oh, I also wanted to ask you that. It'd be different if the surveillance camera unit could record, but it's only good for household functions.
Hey.
Tell me, Hajime. Yeah, that's exactly it. I saw a strange video in that surveillance camera unit. It showed the music venue stage. There was a black curtain hanging there, like there is now. But the whole display was pretty dark because they were just using candlelight. I am scrutinizing this very, very hard right now. There was a rope hanging from the ceiling, and beneath that there was a stepladder on the floor. And right away, a person wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head appeared. I didn't know who it was because their face was covered, but now I know that must have been Ibuki. She walked straight to the stepladder and without any hesitation. So, like, we're seeing long hair here. I don't know if that is meant to be indicative of Hajime's perception. I know that this is what it looked like the first time we saw it, because I saw the long hair and I was like, oh god, it's Ibuki. But, like, if I'm taking this at face value, then that means it's one of the ladies, probably either Sonia or Mikan. Unless this is actually Ibuki, which it could be. This one still could be Ibuki. I'm really, really, really set on the second one we saw was not Ibuki. She climbed that stepladder of her own free will, and then she grabbed the rope, and that's all I saw. The candlelight being used must have been snuffed out or something, because the screen went dark all of a sudden, and it wasn't displaying anything anymore.
Man.
Well, if the candlelight goes out, obviously nothing will show up. Modern surveillance cameras have infrared functions, so things can still show up even in the dark. But the one I got from the machine alley was a really old model. Hold on.
Well?
At the time, you said you didn't know the person wearing the hemp bag was Ibuki, right? Yeah. You didn't know it was her, but you saw she was trying to hang herself. So you rushed to the music venue to try to stop her. But I didn't make it in time.
Hey.
Still, if she climbed the stepladder on her own, does that mean she committed suicide? Wouldn't that mean she's her own killer? Ibuki committed suicide. What do you think, Chiaki? There's no doubt Ibuki climbed the stepladder on her own, right? Yeah, there's no doubt. If so... Hey, don't think for so long. If you don't know, just be honest about it.
Well, of course she doesn't. There's no way we'd be able to figure that out so easily. Dude, man, Chiaki's so cute. Oh, yeah. I need to investigate the conference room on the second floor. I'm heading over there.
What the heck? She ran away all of a sudden.
She said the conference room, but why would she mention the conference room all of a sudden? Also, I might just be overthinking, but didn't she seem a little upset? Like, the blood on the side of the stepladder and the blood on the soles of Ibuki's feet definitely make me think that she is the one who handled Saionji's body. And also is the one who cleaned the floor. Hey, you prepared that surveillance camera unit, right?
Hey!
Yeah, so I didn't make any weird modifications or anything. It's not like I'm suspicious or anything. Didn't you get this from that shady-looking alley where all those machines were lined up?
Right!
Yeah, I just tweaked it a little. And if there are any other surveillance camera units, would it be possible to transmit a signal to the hospital from those cameras too?
Man.
No, that's impossible. Originally, surveillance cameras and surveillance monitors are only used as part of the same unit. The video that was filmed with this hospital camera can only be viewed on the hospital monitor. The video that was filmed with the music venue camera can only be seen on the music venue monitor.
Hey!
But if I left it like that, we wouldn't have been able to communicate, so I decided to swap the cameras. So that's how you guys were able to view the hospital footage from the music venue and vice versa. However, each surveillance camera unit manages its own broadcast based on a specific number. So even if you bring the same model camera or monitor, you won't be able to interfere with the signal. Meaning even if another surveillance camera exists, it'd be impossible to broadcast with it. However, I didn't just swap the cameras. I modified them and increased the wireless range. If I hadn't done that, we wouldn't have been able to use it. You're right, you did work on that. Okay, so that's not any new information, it's just confirming, explicitly denying the possibility that the broadcast was originating from someplace else. One of Senpapi's quote bullets. So as we saw from the first case, the writers knew some of the characters they made, Terra were mistakes and were getting rid of them. As such, the next victim will obviously be Hiyoko because the writers hate her as much as we do. Senpapi's a prophet, man. I wish I had that man's deductive reasoning. Alrighty, Akane, what do you have to say for yourself?
Now then.
Phew. I'm finally getting back to my normal self.
All right!
Hajime, help me with my recovery. You can touch my boobs if you win. You know, I respect her level of confidence and also her lack of shame. Not in like a judgmental way, just like, I know people who are like this. I absolutely know people who are who have no compunction about, like, you know, this is my body, I am not shy about it. She was bearable when she was quiet. It'd be so much better if she was still feeling the after effects. She'd beat me up if I said that out loud. Anyway, why are you here?
Hey!
Well, I've never been sick or hurt before, so I had no idea, but hospital gowns are pretty comfy. I was thinking I might as well keep wearing one. Don't tell me you plan to wear hospital gowns from now on. That's the idea, but it looks like they're out of stock. It looked like there was one gown for each patient's room, so I thought there'd be one more in the empty rooms. There weren't any gowns.
Yo!
Yep, that's right. Ibuki died wearing one, so the only one left is the one Nagito was wearing. If I have no choice, then I should just use Nagito's. It's a unisex size, so I'll probably be able to fit in it. Hold on, what happened to the gown you were wearing? Huh? Are you saying I should wear the one I already wore? That's gross! Wearing clothes someone else was wearing was even grosser.
Like...
No time to dilly-dally, I totally left Mikan at the music venue. Crap, I gotta go back soon. Well, it's okay since I already investigated the music venue, but leaving her on guard duty was a bad idea. Okay, well, we didn't get a quote or a truth bullet from it, but there was one hospital gown per patient room. And the spare was missing. So again, one of the Ibukis that I saw was not real Ibuki. Obviously, the third one was real. What about the second or the first? One of those was fake. I don't know anything at all, frankly. I'm assuming all of these patient rooms are going to be exactly the same, but... yeah, okay. Alright, Chiaki, what do you know about the conference room that we don't? What's this? It's pitch black. I can't see anything. Where's the switch?
Hey,
Don't turn it on. Huh? Chiaki, are you there?
cuz
If you... oh. Oh? Chiaki changing into one of the hospital gowns to prove a theory, perhaps? If you turn on the lights, it's gonna be fully exposed. It'd be embarrassing. What's fully exposed?
hey,
Hey, Hajime. If you poke out your eyes, you can turn on the light. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna poke them out? I'm not gonna poke out my eyes.
aw.
Aw, bummer. Troll fail. Ah, Chiaki. No sooner did she finish saying that than I heard the dry sound of curtains being drawn. There was a flash of intense light that stung my eyes a little. I squinted my eyes until they started adjusting to the light. And I saw Chiaki had finished opening the curtain that was covering the window. Alright, 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 alright. Oh, hi, Monokuma. Alright, alright, alright.
Hey,
Were you surprised? Surprised? I don't get it.
well,
I got it. Got what?
see?
The curtains in this conference room are designed to completely block out light. There's a projector in here, so they were probably careful about light shining through.
See?
See? A black curtain that blocks light, and it's also long enough to reach the floor. It's perfect. A black light-blocking curtain. That's why it's so dark. So is something wrong with it? I'm still in the middle of investigating, so it's a secret. Yep, she's upset. But still, what was that all about? That bit about it being embarrassing if I look and troll fail?
Nope.
I just wanted to mess with you. Yep, she's definitely upset. Why is she acting so childish? I guess I'm done investigating the hospital. I should move on to a different place. Okay, that's it. That's everything.
Hello! How's everybody doing?
Maybe it's not everything.
It's me, Monokuma! Yay! Awesome! The class trial's gonna start, you know. So, make sure you guys come
Okay, nope.
to
We're going.
Monokuma Rock ASAP! I'll see you soon!
It's already time. So, this again? I need to go to that place. Again. But now's not the time to be a coward. The reason Ibuki and Hyoko became victims. In order to find the truth, the only thing I can do is go. So this is something that I had considered but never actually voiced out loud. Was the hanging scene being filmed someplace else? I thought about that very early on and then completely forgot about that speculation, but it makes total sense now. So, let's review. This really starts painting different suspects into view. Luigi, oh, another one. We're gonna find a hospital, we're just gonna find Nikon here, and it's not gonna matter at all for a second time in a row. I'm glad that one did not come to fruition. So, this, moving the camera over to the hospital. This changes some things, but does not answer every question. Let's assume that I have to stop moving. I have to stop watching from Monokuma Rock. I need to be able to just sit and think. Good thing I've got my brain food. All right, so certainly, here, let me make this a little bit bigger. So certainly, more information is going to come to light in the trial, but for now, my thinking is as follows. I'm just going to put murderer, takes the camera from the venue, moves it to the conference room, stages the video by wearing the hemp bag and the spare gown. They broadcast it, and as soon as it is as soon as it is done, they run to the music venue. I can't remember if the camera was there when we arrived for the first time, because if not, then they would have to have arrived after we left to find other people. This is a little shaky right now, honestly. The timing of it's weird, just because it's such a tight window to follow Hajime in and then finish the setup. It still doesn't explain what would be going on with the door being locked. Okay, let's scrap this for now. Let's scrap this. I still think the venue might have changed. The timing of everything is just so weird, and how... Okay, let me tackle from the beginning. As far as our timeline goes, I think the first major moment is Hiyoko leaving her room. How does the killer know Hiyoko's gonna be there? Or does the killer not know? Or was the killer already setting things up, and Hiyoko showing up was just coincidental but useful? It's not really a thinking time yet, as no prostitutes were murdered so far on the screen. Yeah, I don't know. Let me review my truth bullets. And just think about what everything indicates. Now, Saionji was murdered instantly. Throat slit by a sharp-edged tool. I can't think what that might be at this point. I don't think we have any clues for that. Ibuki's cause of death was a crushed windpipe as a result of choking, indicating hanging. Nothing really illuminating here. Bloodstains on the soles of Ibuki's feet. To me, this tells me that she was present when Saionji was murdered, and was probably the person who cleaned the stains up off of the stage. There's no doubt that Ibuki's cause of death was hanging herself with the rope. The motel room key was still in Saionji's her pocket. Wallpaper was stuck to the baton lighting. Let's think about why that would happen. It could happen if somebody lowered the baton lighting and put wallpaper up on it to, like, make a screen of sorts. because I can't really see any way that it catches. So someone must have deliberately put the wallpaper on the lighting rail and failed to get it all off afterwards. So then what benefit does putting wallpaper on the lighting rail give? I mean, it kind of makes a makeshift curtain if you're hanging it on the stage. Could also mask Saionji. Okay. I've got some ideas, but none that I'm happy with. The black curtain that was not originally here. Not wide enough to reach the edges of the stage. Does that mean that the original curtain was gone? Or was used for something else? This one I have no idea why this is relevant. Stepladder, on its left side, a slight bloodstain can be seen. Either this means that the killer killed Saionji and then set this up, or that Ibuki, after hanging Saionji's body, set it up. A candle was found at the front of the music venue stage. It looks like the dim light seen in the surveillance camera video was actually light from this candle. Now, this is one of the weird things. And I'm kind of wondering if this is similar to episode 4 of Danganronpa 1, where someone like planted it after the discovery, and it wasn't noticed until after the fact. Because right now the theory that I'm working off of is that the video was or not recorded, but was broadcast from the conference room. The surveillance camera unit put inside the music venue for communication purposes has been smashed to pieces and no longer works. I don't know what this is going to be relevant for, honestly. Unless there's like clues that it could have had that it needed to be destroyed for, but I can't really think what that would be. This is just for why we can't tell the time of death. Now, why would we wipe the blood stain off of the floor? I'm thinking possibly because we just needed it to not have like an active pool of blood when the body is initially discovered. So like, it doesn't really matter that it's imperfectly done so long as it's not noticed when the hanging body is discovered. And so that's just kind of to help mask the times of death here. Semi-transparent glob. Okay. This could explain, actually, how real Ibuki was hanging and the culprit was not in the room. If it was like preset and when Hajime left, it was closed and shut, and then maybe the stick was just found later and added in the same way that I'm speculating the candle might have been. Right up until the morning announcement, Mikan was with Hajime the whole time. That is true. Afterwards, she went to the hospital to check on everyone and realized that Ibuki had disappeared. When she rushed out of the hospital to search for Ibuki, she apparently met up with Fuyuhiko. I'm trying to remember the exact timeline here. Yo, what up? Cyborg, el sobrino de Amadeus. What's up? So I'm with Mikan. We both leave. She goes to the hospital. Did I not also go to the hospital? I'm pretty sure I also went to the hospital. When she rushed out of the hospital to search for Ibuki, apparently she met up with Fuyuhiko. So Fuyuhiko is not accounted for during the events of the broadcast. So that is good to know. I don't think Fuyuhiko is good for this one, though. The video that Hajime saw at the hospital shows a person dressed in hospital gown wearing a bag on their head as they willingly climb a stepladder toward a noose. Now, what is kind of throwing me here is... Are there 2 stepladders and 2 nooses as well? If we assume that this video was done from the conference room? Because otherwise the killer would have had to do the video and then rush to the music venue to get the stepladder up before Hajime gets there, which seems completely unreasonable to me. After Fuyuhiko met Mikan in front of the hospital, they split up to search for Ibuki. I don't know, Mikan is a little suspicious for me right now. They checked the movie theater and Electric Avenue, but they didn't find anyone. Apparently Fuyuhiko and Mikan were only separated for a short time. But yeah, being only separated for a short time does kind of give her a bit of an alibi. Yoko was distraught because her kimono was disheveled and she was unable to tie it on her own. That's when Sonya apparently told her about the full-length mirror in the music venue storage room. Okay. This, I think, just serves as why Hyoko was in the music venue. I think this is ultimately just going to serve as a means to establish that certain people, namely Hajime, could not have been the culprit because he didn't know about the murder parallel, and so he couldn't have done it because he didn't know about the film, and so couldn't have tied it so closely. I have no idea, honestly, with this one. Not a clue. And that's it, man. Wow. Wow, dude. This is a toughie. Okay. Akane and Nagito watched the movie? Nagito did. I assume Akane did as well. It seems kind of, to be indicated that Hajime was the only one who didn't. So, currently speculating, Saionji was killed at the venue sometime last night. Ibuki was killed in the morning. I'm putting in brackets here because it's speculation. Ibuki was ordered to tie up Saionji. And to clean the blood. This just the big kicker here, the thing that just throws every single theory I have into chaos is how does Saionji's body just appear in 10 minutes? Yeah, not even 10 minutes passed. Also, before the morning announcement, the transmission signal was active. And a minute later, the morning announcement goes out. Whereas the truth bullet for Mikan's account says that they were together right up until the morning announcement. And afterwards, she went to the hospital to check on everyone. So either my notes are wrong or I feel like the timeline is not very tight for this one. Thank you, Loogie. Yeah, I'm thinking that Saionji's body appearing might be an illusion of sorts, and that she was actually there the whole time and was masked by some wallpaper or a fake curtain or something. I don't know. This is absolutely perplexing. What is this? What is this glue? What is this strange glob? Where did it come from? Some sort of adhesive that was used to stick the doors closed. But like, who and when would have had time to apply glue to the frame of the door? You know, maybe Ibuki was also killed at night. Let's say Ibuki hanged herself at night. Because then that gives the culprit all the time in the world to set up whatever they need. I still like Ibuki being ordered to tie up Saionji and clean the blood. As a matter of fact, okay, I think this... Are there 2 stepladders? If there's 2 stepladders, then I'm fine. Because what I'm thinking here is, if Saionji and Ibuki are both killed later at night, And the step ladder is used, and Ibuki cleans up the blood and then goes and hangs herself. And then another step ladder is used to film it. Then that gives me the answer about the timing of death. But that then takes away my ideas about the drumstick. If it weren't for the drumstick, I could say that the killer went back to the music venue and, like, set up the room and then just put the glue on the door and left. But they wouldn't be able to set the drumstick there unless there's some, like, really convoluted means. And the killer can't have been in the room when we arrived. Because when we arrived, it was me, Fuyuhiko, Chiaki, Mikan, and Monokuma made a point of saying, I invited everybody else, and that was when Nagito, Akane, Gundam, Sonya, and Kazuichi arrived. Nekomaru is out of the running here, and I don't think I'm forgetting anybody else. So, like, there's no way that anyone was hiding in the room at the time. Who slept in the hospital that night? Right here. At the hospital, Nekomaru, I'm just going to take Nekomaru out because he wasn't at the hospital. Akane, Ibuki, Nagito, Mikan, Hajime, and Fuyuhiko. However, Fuyuhiko and Hajime were not staying at the hotel because... we're not staying at the hospital because of the rules. So the two of them left to go to the cottages. So it's Akane, Ibuki, Nagito, and Mikan. And again, Mikan now is looking real suspicious to me. I just need a way to reconcile her being accounted for by Fuyuhiko and the changes that happen in the music venue. Saionji's body just appearing out of thin air is so central to every single part of this mystery. And I'm really starting to think that it has to do with these curtains and the wallpaper. Now, I'm not thinking that, like, her body was wallpapered over and that was torn down, but I am thinking that, like, on the lighting rail, we might have hung wallpaper to make it look like a fake wall. And then the wallpaper was just torn down. Like it was a curtain, yeah, so... Oh boy, I have no idea how I'm gonna do this. Alright. I hope you guys are ready for top-tier graphical design skills. This will just take me a second. Here we go. All right, so here's kind of what I'm thinking, okay? Is Saionji is on, like, this pole, all right? All right. Kyoko Sayonji. Alrighty? And she's all duct taped up. Like this, right? And then we have, I'll put it in, I don't know, brown, the lighting rail, okay? So the lighting rail goes around here and like this. And then we have over here Ibuki, all right? Okay. So, here's what I'm thinking. The lighting rail here goes around the front of the pole. And so what I'm thinking is, if we take some of the wallpaper and we have it hanging from here to here, just like this, then when Hajime walks in, all of this is just covered and we can't see anything, right? Like, when we walk in and we see, oh my god, a hanging body, we don't scrutinize the fact that there's a fake wall here that's just wallpaper hanging, and then as soon as we leave, the killer just rips down the wallpaper, just grabs it and yoink, and tears it away. And that leaves a tiny little scrap hanging like that. All right? So I think that makes sense, and that also then kind of helps to explain what's going on with the scrap of thick paper here. I'm not sure if the curtain here plays into it in any way. The curtain is still a bit of a mystery to me. But this way, with this theory, the two of them can both have been dead since the nighttime. Like, these two can have been gone for hours, and we wouldn't know what their time of death was because of the thermostat here, set to 86. So that's my thinking. And with this, you don't even need the killer to, like, bring down and put up the thing, because she can just grab it and pull. I'm saying she because I think Mikan. Gosh, this curtain, man. The other problem here is, let's say that I'm right here. The killer yoinked down the curtain. They must have then left. They would have to have disposed of the curtain in some way, or the wallpaper rather, without violating the littering rule. Why Chiaki started with the conference room stuff? Because I think the conference room is where the video was actually broadcast from. So hold up. We're gonna expand a little bit. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. All right, so all this we're just gonna move over here, all right? So, in the music venue, we have the floor going like this, And like the wood planks are all like this, and it's all brown wood, right? And in theory, our camera was set up like this, pointing this way. We have a black curtain behind here, all right? Whereas in the conference room in the hospital, we had our blackout curtain here, like this. The rest of the window, like that. And then this also had brown plank flooring going like this. So if we had the camera set up here with the view going directly like this, then, and let's just say for argument's sake that this curtain right here is just pulled all the way closed, all right? So let's just, that's not what I wanted. I have to close this. I forgot how MS Paint works. There we go. All right, so let's just say that the curtain is closed and we fabricate a noose. And we've got our little step ladder here. These two views are going to be like practically exactly the same. Are you going to save this picture for reference or visual aid during the trial? Oh, you bet I am. You absolutely bet I am. She's one of few characters who are allowed to be smart in this game. But then we have Soda, who's a trained mechanic but completely useless. I mean, without him, we wouldn't have had this convoluted murder in the first place. But yeah, this is what I'm thinking, is these two scenes existed simultaneously. Ibuki and Saionji are already dead in the music venue. Saionji is... Hang on, Lugia taught me how to do this. She said what I was supposed to do. Well, that didn't work. There we go. So, we're like this. There is a fake curtain, quote unquote, that is blocking Saionji's body here. Ibuki's body is just hanging in plain view. While this is happening, the broadcast happens and our culprit walks up and does the thing and makes it look like the venue is the murder place. So then the broadcast shuts off and Hajime runs in and sees this. And sees, you know, a bunch of stickers on the thing here and doesn't give it any thought whatsoever, right? And then is like, oh my god, a body has been discovered. And so he runs away. Then the culprit rushes in and yoinks the curtain down, just tears it down, and then sets up the doors to be locked and leaves, and has thus established their alibi in a sense, and also the mysterious appearance of Saionji's body. Okay? So now that we've worked through this idea, let's take a look at our truth bullets again and see if there's anything that really contradicts our train of thought here. The blood on the soles of Ibuki's feet. I mean, Ibuki, if she is made to hang Saionji's body, or is made to clean up the blood, then cool. Or even if she's not made to clean up the blood, if she just walked through the blood. I think it's pretty safe to assume that Ibuki was present when Saionji died. I think our killer may have been there, or may have just said, hey, go to the... Nah, I feel like the killer has to have been there. Nah, I'm gonna take it back. I think the killer was present. I don't think that Ibuki murdered Saionji just off of a command. That seems a little bit stretched. I feel like this pretty much conclusively indicates that Saionji must have been killed shortly after leaving her motel, because she went over to the venue and then died. I've already explained my theory for the scrap of thick paper. The music venue curtain. A black curtain at the very back of the music venue stage. It is not wide enough to reach the sides of the stage. It looks like it was brought from the supermarket and not something that was originally here. So the killer brought this curtain to the... Okay, I think I know. I think that this was done so that the conference room could be used as a valid facsimile. I think that's it. I think that originally this... Whoops. I think that originally this curtain right here... Gosh, I don't understand how paint works. This curtain right here didn't exist. And so without this, and just like a bare rock wall in the background here, obviously these two things do not look alike, right? These two are not the same. But if we hang a black curtain right here, then suddenly you can use this to look like that. They can look the same. So many bots tonight. So that is why the black curtain was brought in, was so that we could keep up the ruse of these two being the same place. Okay? Okay. We've got that. Let's keep going. The stepladder was found on the music venue stage, tipped on its side. On its left side, a slight bloodstain can be seen. There's a couple of options for this, and it's possible that it was just stained as Ibuki is climbing up. It's possible that it got knocked over and like splashed into some of the blood that was still there on the stage when Saionji died. I don't know that it's going to matter too much. The real question for me is, this stepladder, is it the same one that was used in the video, or was there a second stepladder that was hidden somewhere in the conference room? My mind says probably the second. There's probably multiple stepladders. That doesn't feel like too big a stretch here. Otherwise, we're saying that the stepladder was missing when Hajime got there, and I just didn't notice that, which is possible. And then the culprit brought the stepladder in later. Please draw a second stepladder in paint so that I can understand. You know what? You're right. I need to have our stepladder. I need a different color for the stepladder here. Yeah, this will be our stepladder. The stepladder. Oh my god, I hate paint so much. Nope, wrong color. Here we go. There we go. Stepladder on its side like this, okay? Also the blood in the stepladder. Well, blood is hot pink, as we all know. Oh my god, it doesn't save. I hate paint so much. There we go. All right, blood there, and then we've got little bits of blood all right here, okay? And a second Ibuki on the other side. However, this Ibuki had a bag over their head. All right. There. Is this clear? Is this the perfect illustration of Danganronpa 2? Worst case scenario, could make a screenshot if it doesn't save. You know what? I'm just gonna save this right now. All right, it's saved. So, the stepladder either has a duplicate or was just moved from place to place. I think the duplicate is still more likely just because of the blood thing. Because we did not see blood on it here, which would mean that the blood got on the stepladder somehow in the few minutes that the whole kerfuffle was going on, and I feel like that's a little bit less likely than the scene just being like this overnight. So I think there's 2 stepladders, and the blood on the stepladder at the venue just indicates that it was set up after Saionji was killed. Which also I think means Saionji was killed before Ibuki. Not that that's gonna matter too much in the long run. They both ended up dead. All right, next. A candle is found at the front of the music venue stage. It looks like the dim light seen in the surveillance camera video is actually light from this candle. All right, that's an easy answer, actually. You know what it is? Here's the answer. Let me put it in black. There were 2 candles. Whoever purchased a candle could have purchased 2 candles. And the whole thing is done like so. I think that this is pretty cut and dry. Candle was used. This does beg a certain question, though. Let's say that this is the culprit over here, all right? Let's pretend this is the culprit right here. How did they make the candle blow out? I don't know. I think that's a small thing that I am not, that I'm not willing to sacrifice this entire theory for. There's maybe the candle that the person here got, instead of being like a full-size candle, was just like a tiny little baby candle. And it only had like 2 minutes of life in it. And then it burnt out, and then they got rid of it. Sure, let's go with that. Oh, hang on. I've been drawing this whole time, and I didn't realize that I took this away. So yeah, candles on the stage here, all right? All right, next up. Surveillance camera unit. Now, why destroy it? This is probably not right, but here's my dumb crackpot theory. The culprit needs time to get in and like do all of the stuff that they need to do, and clearly they were in a rush because they left this this scrap here. So here's my theory. Nope, hang on, wait. There we go. All right, so here's my theory, right? The camera was not in the venue at the morning time, right? And they were in a rush, so whenever they arrive, they open the door, they yeet the camera, and then it's just shattered and broken. That's just the result of them yeeting the camera across the floor, all right? That's my answer.
So the smashing the camera wasn't really out of necessity to hide anything, it's just kind of the circumstances dictated it. AC temperature, we're good. Now the smudge on the floor, why would we clean the blood? My best thought is just to try to hide the first or the second body, because if there's like a massive pool of blood, like all this, and it's like dripping off the stage, then that might be very very overt, very clear to someone who just rushes in. But if there's just tiny little stains, then whoever runs in here is gonna spot the hanging body and freak out about that first and foremost. So that's my thinking. Next, the semi-transparent glob. The pharmacy or the supermarket, I don't know, man. Wherever this came from, I have no clue whatsoever, to be honest. I'm gonna take the notes away for now. Yeah, this, I got nothing, man. I cannot think of any place on this island that weird adhesive might be found. Except for, like, in the storage room in the venue, perhaps, where, like, that maybe is meant to be, like, wallpaper glue. Case solving ended with notes. Now MS Paint is my best friend. True. Yeah, like, maybe this is wallpaper glue. Either way, I think what exactly it is or where it came from doesn't really super matter. I think the point is it was used by the culprit to coat the door so that they could leave and not be stuck inside when the bodies are discovered. This is really just an alibi for her and Fuyuhiko, but depending on how quickly we assume the killer did things, this does not necessarily clear either of them. Like, we split, she goes up and does the thing, and then runs away and peels everything off in a few minutes' time. Yeah, because, like, look at this right here. Look at this right here. Again, I don't have my cursor, so I'm just going to use my own head as my cursor here. There is no blood on this thing as of the time that it is broadcast. And just a few minutes later, blood shows up there. Now, Fuyuhiko says that he and Mikan were only separated for a short amount of time. But even so, a short amount of time, if there's enough time for the two of them to split and one of them checks the movie theater and the other checks Electric Avenue, there's enough time for one of them to, instead of going to that place, go to the venue and, you know, tear down a curtain haphazardly and yeet a camera and split, you know, paint a door and split. She was... Wait, where was she while Hajime was watching the video? That's the thing, is... Hajime was definitely alone when the video was watched. According to my notes... Make them bigger? According to my notes, which I took as it was going on... The communications were planned 30 minutes after Monokuma's morning announcement and evening announcement, but in this case, the morning is what matters. Before the morning announcement, the transmission signal was already active, and I know that for a fact because I remember Hajime remarking that, oh, it's not time for us to talk yet, but it's already, you know, got the signal. So we watched it and it showed the candlelit noose on the stage. We see the figure walking towards the noose and we see the lights go out. A minute later, the morning announcement goes live. And that's kind of where I'm confused about Mikan's account, because it says that
until the morning announcement, she was with him. I think that just means like right up, instead of it saying right up until, maybe it should say right up until just before the announcement. But also, that would, I don't really remember if the two of them traveled to the hospital together. If they did, then I feel like it would be really hard for Mikan to get dressed in the hospital gown, which, like, I mean, maybe she could just throw it on over her clothes and put the bag on. That could be. But yeah, I'm thinking the two of them arrive together. She just runs upstairs and does the thing. I'm not sure if Fuyuhiko's account's going to be super helpful. Sonya's account really just explains why Saionji left. This will have to come into play later. This is going to be something that's like a little bit more specific to the course of the conversation in the trial. So I don't think this is really relevant to solving the case for me in my current thought process. Monokuma says that the tote bag was sold at the movie theater. It's a limited item. Only one person can buy it. Apparently you got another bag for free when you purchase it. And so, again, that explains how we can have Baghead Culprit over here and Baghead Ibuki over here at the same time. And then finally the Wizard of Monami. Monami Scarecrow died by hanging herself. Finally, Monami Tin Man died by getting chopped into metal pieces. The order of this is not correct, but otherwise this is how the murders happened. And that brings us full circle. Honestly, feeling pretty good about this one. Now, do I have incriminating evidence that it was Mikan specifically? No. Could this have been anybody else? Could have been Fuyuhiko, though I think that one would be tough. Could have been Akane or Nagito. Could have been Sonya, Gundam, basically anyone except Hajime or Nekomaru. However, if I have to cast my suspicions, I think it's really gotta be between Mikan and Sonya. And the only reason I say Sonya with that much confidence is she is the only one who knew that Saionji would be there for any specific reason that we are privy to. What do you think the motivation is? That's a good question. I mean, motive is always a little bit weird with Danganronpa because there is an omnipresent motive of if I get away with this, I get to go home. And so the despair disease as a motive is kind of baffling. Mikan killed these people because she didn't want the disease to spread. I don't know. Greyfor asks, but why 2 murders? Because of this specifically. Specifically because... Whoops. Why doesn't this work, man? I don't understand. There we go. Because of this. 2 murders because if Ibuki's just like hanging here, if Ibuki was just killed, then that could have happened at any time. But by having this whole song and dance about Saionji happen while you are accounted for by somebody else gives you a rock solid alibi. If nobody figures out that she was already here and hidden, then you're set because you can't have murdered Saionji. Like, I was with Fuyuhiko when somebody else was stabbing Saionji and tying her up with duct tape. Like, that can't have happened in just the like 2 minutes that Fuyuhiko and I were not in the same place, right?
Whereas if all you have to do is just tear down a little curtain, you can just run in and do that and then leave, and nobody's any the wiser. That's why I think 2 murders, because it was just to get away with the first, really. It's just about establishing an alibi for yourself. So, wouldn't it be much easier just to kill Hyoko? Perhaps. But then again, like, what's your alibi? Like, maybe it's not, there's nothing that immediately incriminates you, but if I'm in this position, I want to say something or do something that's going to throw everyone else off my own scent. So, I think, is this a perfect theory? No, there's some holes, there's some questions, and there's some revelations to be found, I am certain. However, I am very happy with this theory. I feel like I've done a pretty good job of synthesizing the information that we've gotten, and like I was talking about earlier, maybe I'm right, and in that case, cool, and maybe I'm wrong, and in that case, there's gonna be some fun surprise twist later that's gonna make me go, oh, that's it. That's why the curtain, or that's why the ticket, or the stickers, or whatever. So that's kind of what I'm thinking here. Senpapi said, man, I swear, if Ibuki doesn't make it to the end of the game, I will find whoever wrote the story for DR2 and hunt them down. Yeah, Senpapi's gonna have some hunting to do. Going for 2 murders is much more potentially incriminating. Ibuki is too incriminating for Mikan. Perhaps. Ibuki is in a weird position, though, because she's Ella Enchanted right now, and, like, she just does whatever anybody says. She's a wild card. So, we are gonna go ahead and wrap up for tonight, though, with that. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I save. I'm not gonna forget to save this time, because I don't want to have to go through that whole investigation phase again. And our next stream is going to be Thursday, 2 nights from now. Maybe same time as usual, maybe a little bit earlier. I will be off for the next couple of days due to the storm. However, like I said earlier, there is also the possibility that I will not be able to stream if I don't have electricity or internet. So, tentative stream on Thursday. I hope I can see you guys then. If you do not hear from me, I will be safe. I will be okay. I'm just without power, and I will instead be, you know, practicing my my hiragana. I have this little notebook that I got for it, and I'm keeping my notes dated so that I can see my progress. Hang on. See? And I've got my little hiragana chart over here, and I've got some of the practice and some of the vocab. So this will be, oh, I missed one, dang it. That's fine, it costs 1 point. Yeah, I'm trying to learn Japanese. So, it's fun. All right, hit me with another one. Hit me with another hiragana, and then we'll wrap up. A. Hell yeah, let's go. There's another one coming. Tsu. I almost said ooh, because ooh is that same symbol, but it has a little accent over it. I honestly think that the act of me making these flashcards and then putting them into my little randomizer really helps cement them in my head. Alrighty guys, that's it for tonight. Thank you all for being here. I will be seeing you guys hopefully in a couple of days. In the meantime, you guys know the drill. Be kind to one another, be kind to yourselves, be safe. As always, peace out. Good night. Discord? Oh yeah, here. Link to the Discord right there. Go ahead and join, and I'll let y'all know. Adios, y'all.